Okay, we're in round one. We're going to keep this hand. We have a red and black mana. We don't have our white yet, but we have 5 sources of white in the deck, so feeling a little bit better about that. Okay. So I'd like to open with Battle Brawler into Skull Hunter for the full value, but we'll see if that pans out. It's almost like if he plays a creature here, I'd rather trade with my Skull Hunter, but... Ooh, Typhoid Rats is a pretty good one. So... The thing about the rats is I can attack with less fear of trade, but I think I should just be willing to trade my Battle Brawler if it comes down to it. Like I can attack into a Morph here. I'd like to play a red spell. Oh, he didn't play anything. I guess that's good. Land would be nice. We did get the land, so that's good. It's not our white mana, but I'm still gonna happily accept a land since we are going to need it. Crippling Chill. All right, as expected. So I think we're just gonna do Typhoid Rats. I'd rather get the full value of Skull Hunter if I could. So we'll just play Typhoid Rats and pass. You missed the land drop? Or just post-combat plays? That's interesting. Still no plays. Alright. Well, there's a 4th land. So at this point, we're close to just hardcasting Bondkin. So I'm a little more tempted to just swing here. Get the Skull Hunter in if possible. You're going to get a 2nd Crippling Chill? That would be surprising. He's in the Ethereal Ambush colors next turn, which is certainly potentially a problem. But I think we still just do Skull Hunter. It doesn't make the best use of mana, but I can hardcast Bondkin next turn, like I said. Making my opponent discard seems pretty good. Tanking on this one. Interesting. Just going to be a land, or is it going to be a spell? The world may never know. Do wish I had a follow-up play, but... Ooh, Trap Essence. Wait a second. Why didn't you just counter it? You could have just not put a counter on my creature. Now that is pretty strange to me, actually. That's pretty strange. There's really no reason to not just play Trap Essence. So, very interesting move there. So, I'd like to be able to play a red creature. I'm kind of surprised I haven't yet. So I can get in with my Brawler and Typhoid Rats, but... Ooh, well, we're in a better place now. So, we get to do Ankle Shanker, swing with everything, and just do copious amounts of damage here that he really can't afford to block, and everything's buffed, so very nice. We get in for, what is it, 8, which is definitely nice. First Strike Death Touch, also definitely nice. And the fact that we can actually play our white spells now is the final nice thing. Okay, so now he has to deal with Ankle Shanker. And actually, the reason I like Ankle Shanker so much, and I never really get a chance to play with it that much, even with all those cons drafts I did, you don't get like tricked. If you're the one attacking with Ankle Shanker, you don't have to worry about your opponent dealing with it and then your guy's losing value. Once it's attacked, it's already done its job. So he had to bust the big stuff for that one, which is just fine. Especially if we get another land here. Did get the land, so now we can just hardcast Pony back. And what this does is, not only does it put a ton of stuff on the board, but it allows us to attack with Typhoid Rats and Battle Brawler this turn. So we get in for 4. What's the final one on this? Oh, I can make him discard. That's probably the least used charm, I would imagine. But now, I mean, we're looking like we're in a pretty good spot. He definitely missed. He missed the land drop a couple turns, it looks like, because we were on the draw and we're ahead on land still. So he missed 2 turns of land draws, or land plays, I guess, which is the same as land draws. And we have an answer for creatures as well, which is pretty nice. So next turn we swing with everything, very likely. Map the waste, no big deal there. Raider spoils off the top, and I think it's just game over. We've got to be pretty close to game over regardless right now. I mean, we have lethal, unless he plays another creature. And if he taps out for a creature, we just kill it. Could have like a bounce effect, I guess. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to win regardless, so I'm going to do one more final tally just to make sure that we win. Okay, kill Valley Dasher. Attack with everything. Blocks our biggest guy. Takes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is precisely lethal. So kill Valley Dasher. And swing team. So now that we know our opponent has Trap Essence, I'm gonna have to be conscious of that. That's a rare effect. I mean, it actually is a rare card, and it's a rare effect that you don't deal with very much. So, in terms of sideboard, yeah, we don't have all that much. Dutiful Return in the heavy removal matches. Rune Mark in the matches where they're basically not running blue, red, black, or white. Yeah, that doesn't seem very likely. So just decks that don't have much removal, I'd bring in the Rune Mark, but I think our opponent's likely got some bounce effects, and we know for a fact he's got some removal in Bathe and Dragonfire, so we're going to stick with that. And Barrage of Boulders, I guess, is a potential sideboard. We don't have a ton of ways to get 4 power, do we? It's pretty much Bondkin, Saddle Brute, Lurkers, which is actually decent, but currently Barrage not really the most attractive option. So Rakshas's Secret, I guess, is a sideboard option. Opponent did not play early spells that much from what we saw, but no, I think we just keep it the same and try again. Mana base worked out for us that game pretty well. Drew our white land at a very convenient time. I'd love to keep this hand, but I think we got a mulligan. I just don't want to miss colors and land drops and fall apart. Okay, this hand's fine, not amazing. We're going to need a red at some point, but if we don't find a red, we can at least morph and try and stay busy there. And I like at least putting some pressure on early with the Typhoid Rats. All right, well, it worked out well. We got our red, so now we can go Mardu Ascendancy on turn 3, or Kumar Bondkin, depending. You keep a one-lander? I think they just prefer the my opponent really likes the post-combat land play, which is interesting. I'm not sure I know why. I can't think of any reason why. I can't think of any situation in which post-combat land play is better, if that makes sense. So the question is, do I want to do the Bonkin morph or do I want to do the Ascendancy first? If I do the Bonkin, I can potentially get 2 tokens off Ascendancy. If I do the Ascendancy, he can also crippling chill my Typhoid Rats, which is something I may in fact have to be concerned about. Geez, that's pretty good. I kind of want to do Bonkin into Saddle Brute, I think. It's mostly because I know he's got crippling chill. It's the only reason I'm doing this. Because if I play Ascendancy and he crippling chills, he F6 there and I didn't realize it, but yeah, I just feel like that could ultimately lead to a problem. He doesn't have his red mana yet, which is also a problem for him. Means he can't cast the Trap Essence, so it seems like a good opportunity to cast the Saddle Brute, to be sure. Could do the Ascendancy here, but I'm going to do Saddle Brute, especially if he has crippling chill. Does not have Ethereal Ambush. Let's see if he's got Bounce, maybe. Whisk Away. All right, that's actually fine. I'd rather him whisk away that than my Saddle Brute. Could have gotten 2 attacking tokens out of that. I honestly don't know what's better. It's tough for me to know. Next turn, we're going to go for the Ascendancy play, since I can't hard cast the Bonkin, and I'd like to just start getting some tokens. See if he post-combats a land once again. He does. Very interesting style of play there. Have to give my opponent that. All right, well, pretty good here, actually. Bouncing our Saddle Brute and also kind of preventing us from playing the Ascendancy, so did his job. But we're going to attack into the bird with our rat and get our Saddle Brute back, so not really an emergency situation. And opponent is still hunting desperately for a red mana. In my mind, he's hunting desperately for a red mana. I don't know if he actually is. We're at Reach of Shadows. I really want to land this Mardu Ascendancy. I'm having a hard time because our opponent keeps bouncing and tempoing us, or playing tempo cards, rather. Typhoid Rats, doing an excellent job. If we draw a land, we get to go Ascendancy plus Morph Bonkin, which is quite good. If we don't draw a land, still looking okay. Post-combat land play, once again. Ooh, attacking. Now that's interesting. Guess if you're not blocking, better to attack. No follow-up play, which is similarly interesting. No land play either. So maybe Ethereal Ambush or something, but we're just going to go. We did get the land draw, so we're going to go Ascendancy. And this time I'm actively going to try and remember, because I did forget last time. You can sacrifice this and buff your creatures, which is good. It worked out for me anyway, because I just didn't need to. I mean, I basically rebuilt all of the bad things that happened. Will the Naga. All right, that's actually okay. So now we'll play a Morph Bonkin and pass. He did tap our guys down, but we're still in okay shape. He knows that's a Bonkin too. Our last card is Reach of Shadows. We're still in a good board state. Our guys are tapped down for another turn, but I still feel like we're in a pretty good board state. We don't have to worry about Trap Essence because he doesn't have a red mana and we're out of creature cards currently. We have a Mardu Ascendancy as well as a pretty highly developed board state. That's not going to be too easy for him to deal with. Skuldkin really doesn't do anything, especially without mana. Swift Spear actually seems pretty good here. Yeah, 2 mana left. I think we just go Swift Spear, swing both, and if he blocks the Swift Spear, I can Reach of Shadows, but I probably don't even have to do that, just in case of like Force Away or something. I think we'll just play Swift Spear, swing with Bonkin on Morph. I could swing both, but if I swing both, I get 2 tokens. He blocks Swift Spear, but then I Reach of Shadows his Surveyor. But he has 2 mana and 3 cards. He could still have a Force Away. I think this is better. I'd rather him just, I guess, block my token and maybe force away my guy, but we're using a lot of our opponent's resources. All right. So a lot of potential tokens next turn. Find it difficult to believe he could deal with all of our team, especially with the Ascendancy. Pre-combated his land this time, so maybe he's got a play. He does not. All right, so he's just missing his land. Just missing his red mana, I imagine. That's what I'm envisioning happened. We curved out nicely. We saw plenty of good lands, so that worked out well for us. And yeah, we got match 1, so pretty satisfied with the win. We'll see you round 2.